Hi everybody. Let's do something different. Just for fun, let's follow the money from beginning to end in a home sale. Let's say you and your landlord just came to a written and signed agreement. Congratulations, you're under contract. If you live in an escrow state, your agent or you will take the signed contract and open escrow at a title or escrow company. The closing agent will immediately create an escrow account to hold all the money related to this sale. Your earnest money will be deposited into this brand new escrow account. You could use a personal check to deposit your earnest money into the brand new escrow account, or you could wire the money directly from your bank into the brand new escrow account. You probably agreed in the contract exactly how you were going to transfer the money into the account. It was stated in the contract how you would do it. Remember the down payment you promised to pay in the contract? The down payment is money you don't borrow from your lender. It comes from your own bank account. It's cash, so to speak, that you promised in the contract to pay at closing to buy the house. For example, if you're going to get a loan for 95% of the price of the home, then your down payment would be 5% of the price. But in this example, since you already put in an earnest money deposit worth, let's say 1% of the sale price into the escrow account, you only have to put in an additional 4% into the escrow account to fulfill your promised 5% down payment. Okay, let's keep following the money. Before the sale can close, in addition to the rest of your down payment, you'll have to put in the escrow account money to cover your closing costs. Your closing costs would include fees your lender charges you, fees for the title insurance required by your lender, escrow fees, attorney fees, prepayment of future property taxes, future homeowners insurance, and possibly future condo or HOA fees, possibly condo or HOA transfer fees, possibly state, county, or city transfer fees, and a bunch of other smaller fees. A big part of negotiating the contract with your landlord was detailing how all these damn fees would be split between you and your landlord. Those negotiations help determine how much money you'll have to pay into the escrow account before the sale can close. If you negotiate in your contract that the seller will give you a seller credit at closing of, say, 3%, then you can use that money to pay part or all of your closing costs. Taking all these seller credits into account, your closing agent will tell you how much money in total, down to the penny, you'll need to transfer into the escrow account before the sale can close. This amount is called the cash to close amount. The total will include the rest of your down payment, all of your share of the closing costs and prepaids, minus any seller credits the seller agreed to give you. In escrow states, your settlement agent will give you a date when you have to have all that money in the escrow account. It might be the day before the closing is scheduled or the morning the closing is scheduled. So, to fulfill your promise in the contract and close the sale, you'll have to wire this cash to close money from your bank account directly into the escrow account a day or two before closing. In attorney states that have table closings, you might instead get a cashier's check or a certified check from your bank in the amount your closing agent told you you needed, the cash to close amount, and you'll carry that paper check to the closing table on the closing day. Most of the money to buy the house, however, is likely coming from your lender. In escrow states, your lender will wire the money you borrowed, that 95% of the sales price in this example, into the escrow account the morning of the day the sale is scheduled to close. So now there's a ton of money in the escrow account. All the money you borrowed and all the money you wired in from your bank account. The closing agent has done all the math and knows there's enough money in the escrow account to pay the seller and everybody else who needs to get paid. So the money part is now taken care of. Then, when the closing agent sees that the seller and you have both done everything you agreed to do in the contract, the closing agent is ready to close the sale. At closing, the closing agent will send all that money in the escrow account to where it's supposed to go. The escrow account won't have a penny left in it, and then the closing agent will transfer the ownership of the property to you. In attorney states, this will all happen at the closing table with paper checks instead of using an escrow account. Well, that's pretty much the end of the follow the escrow money story, but that's not the whole follow the money story. Don't forget the money you spent earlier for a home inspection, maybe out of your own pocket, or a termite inspection, your lender's appraisal, and perhaps your own pre-appraisal. Real estate attorney, real estate agent, those are all part of the cost of you of buying the home, even if they were paid out of your own pocket before the closing. I hope this video isn't too confusing, but I thought it would be helpful to just follow the money, just follow that one part of the transaction. In case you weren't sick of the word escrow though, let's step back and explain what escrow is.